Part 15. Start, Invincible, met the Empress's apprentice. Author, Ben Pao de la Chang. Chapter 141. As time goes by bit, all kinds of devastating moves emerge one after another. Boom. With the final blow, the last shadow of the great emperor was completely destroyed by Dawang. Buzz. The origins of the Four Forbidden Avenues, after experiencing the baptism of the Emperor's tribulation, slowly submerged into Dawang's body. Proof of success. An imperial power spread from Dawang to the 10 immortal realms. At this moment, Dawang really became the Dog Emperor. Succeeded, I really became the Dog Emperor. This time, there is another great emperor in the immortal realm. Congratulations from all the disciples of Wanqi Academy. The Dog Emperor has succeeded in attaining enlightenment. I pay my respects to the Dog Emperor. Greetings to the Dog Emperor. The Dog Emperor is mighty and domineering. Subsequently, a golden list appeared on the sky, and Rhubarb's name was also rising rapidly, directly hitting the top 500. This also meant that at this moment, Rhubarb Gendi's talent, strength, and other comprehensive factors ranked among the immortals within 500 on the Domain Emperor list. This is an extremely remarkable achievement. You must know that this list records the rankings of all the emperors from the birth of Immortal Realm to the present. The names of the first 500 great emperors can be said to be familiar. Of course, this list cannot really represent future strength, it just gives all living beings a standard for judgment. Many emperors ranked relatively low will still overlook the eternity in the future, spread throughout the ages, and become the pinnacle rulers, such as Emperor Fantian. At the moment Emperor Fantian became emperor, he was not even ranked among the top 1000. Look at it now. Damn it, for the first 500 years, this dog is so strong. Tisk tisk, you are indeed that adult's pet. I'm so jealous. I'm curious now, what kind of dog is this? I wonder if it can be bred with my little bitch. You want to eat shit? At this moment, in the small world, Rhubarb slowly descended, grinning like a dog, and walked majestically in front of everyone. Dead dog, congratulations, I finally became an emperor. Not only that, I also made it to the top 500 on the Immortal Realm Emperor list. Taku Longli said happily. Although he and Dawang had never dealt with each other, he was also happy from the bottom of his heart when he saw Dawang becoming the emperor. In this way, Dawang will have no excuse to bully him in the future. Dawang, congratulations, I finally became the emperor. Listening to these words, Dawang kept grinning. Immediately, Nanyi's voice came slowly. Damn dog, you finally became the emperor. Sister Nanyi. Dawang immediately pulled back his hand and giggled, and said fearfully, there was nothing he could do, he was used to being bullied by Nanyi, and he had formed a conditioned reflex, but then he thought, no, Dawang has become the emperor, what should I be afraid of? Humph, Nanyi, please call me the Dog Emperor from now on. I have become an emperor, and I am no longer the Dawang you ravaged before. Dawang said dissatisfied. Huh? Now that you are brave enough, your wings have become strong and fluttery. Do you think that when you become an emperor, you can become a serf and start singing? Nanyi asked doubtfully. Haha, of course, I was just a quasi-emperor before, so I could only swallow my anger. You know how I have lived over the years. But now, the two poles are reversed, I am not afraid of you anymore. Dawang said without fear, and then looked at everyone, as if to say, see if I am awesome. Everyone was silent and secretly gave Dawang a thumbs up, which is commendable for their courage. In that case, how about I give you a chance to get your face back? I, the Dog Emperor, have been waiting for this day. Waves of Rhubarb's inhumane wails spread throughout the small world. Lao Liashu and others covered their eyes one after another. The scene was a bit intense for a while. It was so miserable. Ouch. Woof woof. Sister Nanyi, it's wrong, stop pruning, there will be no hair left. De Huang knows that he is wrong, so stop talking nonsense. Damn De Huang, aren't you very brave? You actually dare to threaten me. If I don't teach you a lesson, I really think you can get on the bed. Nanyi held two huge balls and said roughly. Ouch. 10 minutes later. De Huang didn't have a good part in his body. He sat miserable in front of everyone, looking like a dog. Sister Nanyi, how do you want me to meet people? Deserve it? Nanyi spat. At this moment, Qingxian stepped forward to smooth things over. Okay, everyone, the Fairyland Prodigy Conference is about to begin. Don't forget, what the Lord said before, the Outland is very likely to take advantage of this period to attack the Eternal Barrier. We must be more cautious. Outland, do you really have the courage? Haha, who knows, their wolf ambitions are not going away for a day or two, especially after receiving the blessing of the ancient tribe, they are even more ready to move. Don't worry, adults, even if they attack, we won't lose. I hope so. After all, my lord has never appeared in the past 5 years. A few months later, the Fairyland Prodigy Conference has officially begun. The rule is that in each imperial city in the immortal realm, the top 10 on each list will be competed, and finally they will go to the central immortal realm for the final competition. During the process, no one is allowed to interfere, life or death. On this day, in the palace of the immortal clan in the central immortal realm, a piece of news came out, which almost stunned countless emperors and countless geniuses. I heard it right, the top 10 of each list can actually choose one thing from the dark treasure house. This is simply, Thai pants spicy. Awesome, 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 important words 3 times. Crazy, absolutely crazy, this is several times better than the blessing of heaven. I must be ranked in the top 10 on the Human King list. My lord, awesome. Broken voice. This news made countless emperors salivate, after all, that was the wealth in the Dark Valley. Hey, why is there no emperor ranking? Even we are envious of such rewards. This year's Tianjiao is really very happy. Not only are they blessed by the heavenly Dao, but they also have the wealth in the Dark Valley. We can't compare with them. Forget it, forget it. We have become emperors and are considered to be standing at the top of all living beings. The heavenly immortal realm, the Emperor City. The entire Emperor City is already overcrowded with people and traffic. Countless vendors are working hard to sell the things in their hands. After all, such a grand occasion is rare. If you can find a few suckers, you will have no worries for half your life. Start, Invincible, met the Empress's apprentice. Author, Ben Pao de la Chang. Chapter 142. At this moment, Xuanhuan's restaurant was also overcrowded, packed with Tianjiao who came to attend the Tianjiao conference. In the restaurant on the bottom floor. Who do you think can win the top spot on the Human King list? I don't know. Anyway, I guess she should be among the sons and goddesses of the 10 imperial clans. That's not necessarily true. There have been a lot of dark horses emerging recently. These are not important. What is important is the Human Emperor list and the Saint list. Human Emperor list, Fatty Wang of the Wang family, I think it's okay. Don't forget that they have a close relationship with the Xuanhuan family. I do think that the saints and saints of the 4 Holy Lands may be at the top of the Human Emperor ranking. After all, they are all veteran geniuses. I think it's a girl from the Xuanhuan family. Who? That's the girl who has been with the body of disaster, the Empress of the Moon. Oh, it's the Taiyan body, right. At this moment, in the crowd, an inconspicuous man glanced at the group of people with disdain and said slowly in his heart. Haha, the Human Emperor list must be mine, No one can take it away. This person, named Zhang Bufan, was originally a slave of the Holy Sun in a certain holy land, but one day he obtained the system. From then on, his cultivation level skyrocketed like a cheat. Don't ask, it's just such a cliché plot. Then, where's the saint list? A man asked slowly while taking a sip of wine. The crowd around them fell into silence when they heard this. The main reason is that there are too many geniuses in the saint list, including those ancient geniuses who are waking up one after another, and none of them are easy to mess with. It can be said that the saint list is the most tragic of all lists. It's really hard to say what his grandmother is like. The body of disaster, the Minjiao Emperor, the young emperor of the Lin family, Jun Wuidao of the Jun family, Zhang Changkan of the Zhang family, etc., the difference between the geniuses is not that big. I beg to differ. I have no brains to agree with you. Why? Hee, I heard from the gossip, you know that there was a book of Desolate Town in the Dark Treasure House, right? An information dealer said generously. Of course, it seems that it was finally taken away by Tide Emperor. The ancestor of the Jun family, I don't know what he got in exchange for it. Damn it, it's really fake. Reliability, 90%. The desolate divine body, coupled with the desolate town sutra, how terrifying is this? No wonder you are so sure. By the way, why has there been no news about the Ye family's emperor, Yefan, recently? I don't know. Anyway, their family rarely shows up since Dark Valley. Hey, tell me, did the Ye clan sneak attack on Facian at that time? SHH, shut up, trouble comes from your mouth, don't you know? Sorry. In a pavilion on the top floor, the clouds and mist are lingering, and the fairy spirits are filled, as if you are in a fairyland. This box is exclusive to Xuanhuan Minjiao and is never open to the public. I'm so nervous. Xiao Sui, I said uneasily while eating delicacies from mountains and seas. I don't know, why is the girl in snow clothes so nervous? Emperor Lin rolled his eyes and said, it can be said that two places have been determined for the top 10 of this saints list, one is Li Sui, a small humanoid Tyrannosaurus, and the other is Xuanhuan Minjiao, who has been inherited by the emperor. And the rest of their geniuses. You can only fight for the remaining 8 places, which can be said to be extremely cruel. Xiao Linzi, you don't understand. Yes, you are the eldest sister. Everything you say is right. I just hope that I don't draw you and Minjiao. Otherwise, I really don't know how to win. Emperor Lin sighed and said slowly. In the past 5 years, he had fought against Shui and Xuanhuan Minjiao many times, but he always won less and lost more, especially Shui. He could feel that every time they fought, Shui all watered down. This made him extremely uncomfortable. The majestic young emperor of the Lin family, actually needed a little girl to let him off. Then, he was beaten violently. Hey, by the way, today should be the Human King list, right? Why don't we go and take a look? Xuanhuan Minjiao said slowly. Empress Minjiao's daughter, I'm afraid I won't be able to catch your eye on the Human King list. Besides, basically there is no suspense. Emperor Lin said doubtfully. Haha, cousin, I'm coming. At this time, a fat man burst into everyone's sight. Little fat man, why are you here? Emperor Lin asked doubtfully. What's wrong? Can't I come to see my cousin and my goddess? Fatty Wang curled his lips and said. Cousin, are you sure about the human emperor ranking this time? Xuanhuan Minjiao asked slowly. Oh, don't worry, cousin, the leader dare not say, but I am still very confident in the top 10. You'd better be careful. The recent batch of geniuses who have emerged are not easy to mess with. Xuanhuan Minjiao said seriously that in fact, his cousin's talent was not bad, and he even felt inferior to her in some aspects. It was just a pity that he was too lazy, which was somewhat similar to Shui. Hey, goddess in snow clothes, you must win the top spot on the saint list. Fatty Wang walked up to Shui and said with a licking face. Ah, why, wouldn't it be good to be in the top 10 anyway? Shui asked doubtfully. I beat you, with 5 billion fairy crystals. The odds are 1 to 3. If I win, it will be 1.5 billion fairy crystals. After excluding the cost, there are also 10 billion fairy crystals. What the hell, 5 billion fairy crystals, where did you get them? Xuanhuan Minjiao said with wide eyes. Ah, I've always had pocket money since I was a kid. Forget it? Then how much can you share with me? Shui's eyes flashed, and she sipped it with her index finger and thumb, looking like a little money addict. Hey, this is the number. Fatty Wang stretched out 7 fingers. Hey, that's 7 billion, okay, I'll try my best. Shui nodded vigorously and said. Hey, little fat man, where did you place your bet? I'll bet on it too. The odds are 1 to 3. It's obvious that these people don't believe that the little Tyrannosaurus, ahem, the girl in snow clothes can win the first place. This you can teach them a lesson right away. Emperor Lin asked with a light in his eyes. He knew Xiao Sui's strength very well. If they really wanted to fight, none of these geniuses could beat Sui. It can be said that the steal is a sure profit. It is simply a gift of fairy crystals. In that case, hey, I'll bet some too. Cousin, how much do you bet? 400 billion. Puff. 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 Emperor Lin just took a sip of tea and spurted it out. He had just prepared 50 billion immortal crystals. Damn it, cousin, where did you get so many? Follow me and ask for it. He was in the dark valley at that time and he had a lot of fairy crystals. He, now, those people will probably cry to death. Just when everyone was looking at each other with ill intentions and smiling, a man slowly appeared in front of everyone, holding a folding fan. He looked like a handsome young man, rich and handsome. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Start, Invincible, met the Empress's apprentice. Author, Ben Pao de la Chang. Chapter 143. Ha ha ha, Princess Minjiao, we meet again. This person is none other than the eldest prince of the Yuehua dynasty, Yuehuachen. Since the battle in the Dark Valley, relying on the reputation of Emperor Yuehua, the Yuehua dynasty has rushed from the bottom of the 10 imperial clans to the top 5. The first imperial clan is still controlled by the Xuanhuan family and remains unchanged. You are, Yuehuachen. After Xuanhuan Minjiao reacted, she said in surprise. I didn't expect that Emperor Minjiao would still remember me. What makes you a saint? Xuanhuan Minjiao asked curiously. Some time ago, not long ago. Yuehuachen said slowly. By the way, let me introduce this, the young emperor of the Lin family, Emperor Lin. This one is my cousin, Fatty Wang. This is the eldest prince of the Yuehua dynasty, Yuehuachen. Xuanhuan Minjiao said to the two of them. Ha ha ha, I've heard long ago that the name of the young emperor of the Lin family is true. When I see him today, he really lives up to his status as a young emperor. How can the eldest prince become a saint at this age? We can't compare to him. The two shook hands and smiled at each other. To outsiders, they looked like heroes cherishing heroes, but privately, they were competing alone. This scene made Fatty Wang feel a little embarrassed because he had nowhere to put his hands. Sister Minjiao, the two of them won't hold hands for such a long time, right? Shui asked blankly. You don't understand this, Xiao Sui, the two of them are competing, /. Xuanhuan Minjiao said slowly. Immediately, The two slowly let go of their hands, and while the others were not paying attention, they quickly shook their red hands twice. It was so damn painful. Sure enough, he is worthy of being the young emperor of the Lin family. This kind of body is really powerful. Xuanhuan said secretly in his heart. This eldest prince is definitely not a saint recently. His realm is extremely solid and not frivolous at all. He will be a strong opponent. Emperor Lin said secretly in his heart. Immediately, Xuanhuan said hello to Fatty Wang and Sui Ai. By the way, Xuanhuan, how are you, ancestor Yuhua? Xuanhuan Minjiao asked slowly. Haha, thank you to Emperor Minjiao for your concern. Our ancestor has recovered well, thanks to the treasures of heaven and earth in the dark treasure house that day. Otherwise, he would probably have fallen into a deep sleep. After all, the injury at that time was too serious. Father, he was almost scared to tears. Xuanhuan cupped his hands and said slowly. By the way, Princess Minjiao, what did you bet on just now? What did you bet on? Xuanhuan asked doubtfully. Of course I am betting on whether the snow-robed girl can get the top spot on the saint list. Could it be that the eldest prince is also interested? Emperor Lin said slowly. Ha ha ha, of course, we know the strength of Miss Sui Ai very well. The leader can say it is certain. I can't miss this gift of fairy crystal. Xuanhuan smiled as he met everyone. Immediately, several people came to the place where the bets were placed, which was the bank opened by the Jian family of the imperial clan. However, Sui Ai was not interested in that kind of place, so he did not follow them. The materials used in this bank are extremely luxurious, several times more luxurious than the Xuanhuan family's restaurant, and the lamps used inside are all made with the eyes of the Golden Crow clan. At this moment, countless people are struggling to bet on their favorite talent. Damn it, Xuanhua's odds are so low. You only need to bet 10,000 immortal crystals to win one. There is no way, who let Xuanhuan get the desolate town scripture. Basically, countless people are optimistic that Xuanhuan will win the first place. Let me see what the odds are for my white-haired girl. 1 to 3, the Jian family is crazy. A male genius suddenly shouted. White-haired girl? Who is it? It's the body of disaster from the Xuanhuan family. Damn it, no way, the Jian family doesn't think so highly of the disaster body. It's normal. After all, in the past 5 years, this body of disaster has basically never appeared, and there is no news. Besides, these geniuses have basically caught up. They are all saints. No one is absolutely stronger. What about Emperor Minjiao? You know, she has obtained the inheritance of the great emperor, and the odds are so high. You are too naive. So what if it takes 5 years to reach the emperor's inheritance? It cannot be digested at all. That is the emperor's inheritance, not a cat or a dog. If it is completely digested, it will take tens of thousands of years. A man explained slowly. I asked why the odds are so high. It turns out it's the Jian family. Emperor Lin and others said slowly after stepping into the bank. Isn't this just being taken advantage of? Xuanhuan said with a smile. Anyway, their family is rich, so what are they afraid of? At this time, a rich young man with a mouthful of oil appeared in front of everyone. Oh, Emperor Minjiao, the young emperor of the Lin family, a rare guest. This person is none other than the current son of the Jian family, Fatty Jian. Fat Jian? Why are you here? Emperor Lin asked curiously. Hey, why don't you come over and take a look? Why, how many of you are here to place bets too? Fatty Jian asked slowly. Nonsense, otherwise what are you doing here? I wonder if any of you have a target, of course you can bet on yourself. Fatty Jian said with a smile. Hey, don't worry about this, Fatty Jian, just wait and pay the money. Fatty Wang said with a smile. Ha ha ha, As long as you are happy, you know that our Qian family doesn't care about money, the main thing is to have fun. In that case, I won't bother you. After that, Fatty Qian left the bank. Damn it, why am I so unhappy? There's no way, their Qian family is really too rich. Then, several people walked to the betting location. After seeing the Emperor Minjiao and others, the crowd moved away, fearing that they would not be able to avoid them in time. There was no way, the majesty of the Xuanhuan family was too powerful now. Emperor Minjiao, are you here to bet? Yes, 400 billion, bet on that. Emperor Minjiao took out a space ring and pointed at Li Sui's name. Haha, 50 billion, the same as Minjiao. Me too, 50 billion. The same goes for Emperor Lin and Yuhuachan. Ahem, everyone, did I hear you right? Are you sure you want to bet on the body of disaster? The woman in charge of betting said in astonishment. You know, from the opening to now, almost no one has bet on the body of disaster. Why, is it not possible? Ah, no, I will bet for you right away, please wait. The woman said in panic. A few minutes later. Everyone, it has been processed for you. Please keep this card. After the meeting, come to exchange for fairy crystals with this card. The woman respectfully handed over 3 cards made of some kind of divine gold, with a big gold-plated word money on it. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. After waiting for a few people to leave, countless people walked up to the woman and asked. Beauty, who are the daughter of Emperor Minjiao betting on? This body of disaster. The woman said slowly. Start, Invincible, met the Empress's apprentice. Author, Ben Pao de la Chang. Chapter 144. His, 400 billion, a total of 400 billion, plus the immortal crystals of the young emperor of the Lin family and the eldest prince of the Xuanhuan dynasty, this is a total of 500 billion of immortal crystals. Are Minjiao emperor and the others crazy? Damn it, if I wait for the poor all my life, I may not be able to earn 500 billion fairy crystals. Some people said in disbelief. You know, these odds information and other comprehensive factors are all sorted out after confirmation by Tianji Pavilion. And Tianji Pavilion is the force with the most complete, authoritative, and convincing information in the entire Kangtian immortal realm, and even the 10 major immortal realms. Generally speaking, the probability of making a mistake is as small as a quasi-emperor rebelling against the great emperor. No, there must be something fishy in this. Emperor Minjiao and the young emperor of the Lin family are both popular on the saint list. Do you think they will spend hundreds of billions to waste nothing? What's more, they are extremely close to the body of disaster. This body of disaster has definitely not been simple in these 5 years. Besides, Wenreng and Emperor Minjiao are best friends. It makes sense. After all, these saints and geniuses basically bet on themselves. Their character does not allow them to bet on others unless they are 100% sure. It seems that they have absolute confidence in the disaster body. At this moment, a charming voice slowly reached everyone's ears, but they heard the sound but no one was seen. Wenren's family, Wenren's song, 1 trillion fairy crystals, bet on the body of disaster. Then, a ring floated in front of the woman at the counter. After the woman's spiritual consciousness came into check, there were indeed 1 trillion piles of fairy crystals. Okay, Miss Wenren, I will handle it for you right away. At that time, the card will be sent directly to your family. The woman said slowly. At this moment, she still felt like she was in a dream. There was a moment when she wanted to just take the ring and run away. In the end, reason defeated desire. Boom. There was dead silence in the whole place, and everyone couldn't help but scratch their ears, as if they heard wrongly. What are you waiting for? Hurry up and place your bet. Yes. Immediately, Some people with smart reactions quickly followed suit and placed bets. Suddenly, Xiao Sui's odds continued to decrease, from 1 to 3 before, to 1 to 1. Damn it, don't lower it, Weavio, it was 1 to 3 before, what a loss. There is no way, this is 1.5 trillion fairy crystals, the impact is too great. Hey, it seems that this time, countless people are dazzled. The body of disaster is still the body of disaster before. This is what the saying goes, your uncle or your uncle. It's not rude to speak rudely. Soon, a week passed, and the top 10 of the Human King list and the Human Emperor list were announced. Basically, it was pretty much what everyone thought. However, the Human Emperor ranking was unexpected. Those who took the top spot were not those from the Imperial clan. The Son of God and the Goddess are not from the Four Holy Lands, but Luo Miao Miao. At this moment, within the Xuanhuan family. Haha, Miao Miao, I'm telling you, you can definitely win the top spot. Xiao Sui said extremely happily. Well, I didn't expect it to be so easy. Luo Miao Miao said embarrassedly. Originally, his goal was just to be in the top 10, but he didn't expect that he was so strong. Suddenly, he seemed to understand what Shui felt before, I really didn't know I was so strong. Sui, Sister Minjiao, next is the saint list, do you have confidence? Luo Miao Miao asked worriedly. Actually, our biggest opponents are not Jun Wuodao and Zhang Changkan from the Jun family. Ah, who is that? Have you forgotten what I told you at that time, that you are number 1 on the list of geniuses? It's that swordsman genius, right? Rumor has it that no one can take a sword against him. That's right. But, since he disappeared from the rankings after becoming a saint, there has been no news about him. Not only that, he was not included in the registration this time. There were a few swordsman geniuses, but they were all from the Imperial clan. The most important thing is that the Qian family's bank did not find him. Otherwise, he would definitely appear. Odds. Sister Minjiao, is it possible that he will not participate in the saint list? Shui turned her little head, which was not very bright, and said slowly. I don't rule out this possibility, but I think the possibility is very small, so small that it can be ignored, because among the geniuses who signed up this time, there are many people we don't know, so I guess, besides, he won't let go of the opportunity to compete with so many geniuses. I always feel that this time, I will definitely encounter him, and it will be extremely scary. Xuanhuan Minjiao said with great determination. I would also like to see what the swordsman genius who has always been at the top of the list looks like. Could it still be 3 heads and 6 arms? Sui heard that a fighting spirit rose up in her heart unconsciously, and at the same time, the aura of disaster continued to spread outwards. She didn't know why, but since she came to the fairyland, there was always an inexplicable voice in her mind telling her. Kill, 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 you must kill him. You are a child of that clan. This is a blood feud. At the same time, when meeting some prodigies of the same level, she also unconsciously wanted to compete with each other, the kind of competition that did not matter life or death. Once, Emperor Lin almost died in her hands. Huh? Sui, what's wrong with you? Why do you look so sad and worried about gains and losses during this period of time? Xuanhuan Minjiao asked with concern after seeing Shui's strange behavior. It's okay, Sister Minjiao, I just remembered something. Oh, you don't miss Master, do you? Tisk. Xuanhuan Minjiao said slyly. No, no. Shui said in a low voice with a blushing face. At the same time, an uneasy feeling arose in her heart. Ever since she remembered that voice inexplicably in her mind, every time she saw Li Bai, she would have a feeling of hatred mixed with admiration. It came and went as quickly as it came. At the same time, he dreamed of the same scene countless times in his dreams. A man was sitting on a throne made of bones, and a ragged woman was kneeling below, as if she was feeling guilty and blaming herself. This moment made her extremely panicked. She was afraid that Li Bai would abandon her after finding out. Xiao Sui's identity will be revealed soon, you can take a guess. On the other side, countless people are extremely excited about betting on Luo Miao Miao. Ha ha ha, let me tell you, it must be the Taiyan holy body. This time, I made a lot of money. I bet all my fortune, and this time, I made a huge profit. I regret it so much. Why didn't I listen to your advice in the first place? This Luo Miao Miao is so fierce. I remember that the Taiyan holy body doesn't have that kind of physique, and its combat power can be so fierce. After all, I have been with the body of disaster, the Empress Minjiao, how can I not be fierce? These are all little perverts. I am suddenly very happy to bet on the body of disaster. Hee hee, me too, I feel like I can get rich this time. Start, Invincible, met the Empress's apprentice. Author, Ben Pao de la Chang. Chapter 145. On the other side, the chaotic deep space universe is the so-called Outland Cemetery, a place where sinners are exiled. This is not only the exile of the creatures from the outer realm, but most of the creatures from the immortal realm are also exiled here. After all, the mortality rate here is extremely high. Without a certain amount of strength behind it, it is impossible to get out of here. Li Bai walked carelessly in this sinful place. It was quiet but chaotic. There were corpses everywhere, and the air was filled with the smell of blood. He came here just to find one person, the ancestor of Qingfeng Holy Land, Qingfeng, the man who was exiled by the Ye family emperor, the arrogant boy he once was. Yes, Li Bai has always remembered this matter, but he was busy with matters in Dark Valley some time ago and did not take any time. Moreover, this place is a disorderly place, and even Li Bai rarely sets foot here, so it is difficult to accurately locate Qingfeng's location, but he just knows that he is not dead yet. Xiao Qingzi, you must hold on. At this moment, behind Li Bai, an extremely huge airship was passing by quickly, and the surrounding stars along the way were constantly being annihilated. In the lowest cabin of the airship, there are countless naked women imprisoned. Their faces have numb expressions and no desire for freedom. These are the notorious starry sky pirates in the cemetery of the outer world. Some of them are huge forces formed by exiled people, including some great emperors. Some are formed by the Yin tribe's indigenous people. The two forces often start a war to compete for an exiled person. Boss, I found a person in front of me. It seems that he was also exiled here. A younger brother said excitedly to the burly man with scars on his face and an extremely tall figure. Finally, I met an exiled person again. They belong to the lowest level among the starry sky pirates. Generally, those fat exiled people have been snatched away by the big forces. They can only do business of selling. Hey, he looks like a rich man, ha ha ha, we've made it this time. The man's name is Fat Tiger. He is a genuine quasi-emperor. He is also a native of the cemetery in the outer world. He is a member of the Yin tribe. However, among the Yin tribe, they are the lowest existence. Although they have the name of the Yin tribe, they do not have any Yin tribe. The rights of the tribe. Their cultivation resources depend on the Yin Qi nourished by countless corpses on the one hand, and the wealth of these exiled people on the other. On top of this airship, there are 3 quasi-emperors like Fat Tiger, a total of 3 men and 1 woman. Hee hee, don't worry, boss. This place is extremely remote and poor. Those big forces don't even bother to come here. This time we have made a big mistake. Hey, weird, so weird. Another quasi-emperor said doubtfully. What's the matter, third child? A quasi-emperor, can't even notice it? What kind of state is this kid in? After finishing speaking, Fat Hu and others also quickly swept Li Bai with their spiritual consciousness, and the result was the same. Just as they were about to approach, they were blocked by an inexplicable force. Ha ha ha, this further proves that this pretty boy is definitely from a rich family. There should be something on him to hide his aura. Fat Tiger's eyes flashed and he said slowly. Then, could it be that the emperor's son of a certain rich clan came here to practice? A quasi-emperor said worriedly. Some imperial clans in the outer lands will send their emperor sons to the outer realm cemeteries for training. Of course, there are also many life-saving items. After all the experience, life is still at stake. Haha, you're so scared. Do you think Outland is still the same Outland as before? I spent a lot of money to buy a piece of news. I heard that 20 strange figures died in the outer realm. They all died in the immortal realm. They are all in a state of distress now and have absolutely no time to take care of us. Moreover, this pretty boy's looks can definitely fetch a big price. Those big shots like Long Yang like this kind of delicate young master from the imperial clan the most. Fat Tiger showed a cruel smile. Damn it, it's true. Brother, is your news true? 20 great emperors. Has the outer realm launched another war against the fairy realm? Furthermore, the death of these great emperors in the immortal realm means that the eternal barrier of the immortal realm has been breached. A quasi-emperor said in horror. I don't know about this, but the news must be true. Anyway, the outer lands are probably worried to death now. Don't worry about it. Hey, let's just pay attention to this pretty boy. No, I don't care about anything else. At least you have to let me feel good first. I haven't seen such a handsome little brother for a long time. I feel so uncomfortable being with you guys every day. At this time, a woman with an extremely hot figure but wearing a mask said dissatisfiedly. Scorpion, this is not possible. I cannot agree to this condition. I am afraid that you will be disabled by this pretty boy. Then, how can we sell it at a good price? None of the men who have fallen into your hands in the past have a complete body of. Fat Tiger immediately refused. He knew very well how cruel Scorpion, a woman, was when she played with men. Oh, I promise to be gentler, just once, and I promise to give you a complete body. Then, okay. Then, the airship passed directly through the void and came to Li Bai. At this moment, Li Bai was still thinking about what to do next in Yuanxu, when suddenly, he saw a group of people standing in front of him. Then, Scorpion twisted her graceful steps and said charmingly. Brother, why did you come here alone? Don't you know it's dangerous? Come, follow me, I will protect you. A creature of the Yin clan, or a star pirate? Li Bai glanced and said lightly. Oh, I didn't expect the little brother to be so knowledgeable. Okay, Scorpion, stop talking nonsense. Fat Tiger couldn't help interrupting Scorpion, mainly because she looked so coquettish, but they didn't dare to touch her. Boy, come with us, since you know we are star pirates, don't struggle, don't worry, we only want money, not life. Fat Tiger said slowly. Money? But, I didn't bring any money. Look, is this thing okay? After Li Bai finished speaking, he took out a spiritual fruit and said slowly. Although Fat Tiger and the others didn't know what kind of thing it was, they knew from the fairy spirit coming from the fruit that it was not an ordinary thing. After all, they were all quasi-emperors. How could something that could make the quasi-emperors so excited be simple? They stared at the fruit intently, their eyes full of greedy desires. Hee, good stuff, you are worthy of being the son of a big family. How about this, we protect you, you give us the things on you, how about we make a deal? Fat Tiger rubbed his hands and forced a smile and said. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Start, Invincible, met the Empress's apprentice. Author, Ben Pao de la Chang. Chapter 146. Yes, little brother, you see how dangerous it is here, why not follow my sister? I promise to make you so happy that you fly. Has anyone ever said that you are ugly? Li Bai said lightly. What do you mean, then? Li Bai flicked his fingers, and in an instant, the mask on the scorpion girl's face turned into nothingness, revealing an extremely terrifying face. On the face, large and small centipede-like scars are constantly intertwined, looking extremely terrifying, as if the entire face is pieced together and sewn together. This is why Scorpion always wears a mask. Reason. Women, no matter what their status, they always care about the unity of their faces. The same is true, which is why Fat Tiger and others are reluctant to touch Scorpion. Think about it, when you suddenly see this face in the midst of passion, you will probably be frightened to death. Ah! Death, I want you to die, I must taste every inch of your flesh and blood. Immediately, Scorpion kept letting out hoarse screams. This face was the source of pain in her life, just like the haze under the darkness, she could never see the light. No, boy, who are you? When Fat Tiger and others saw this, their pupils shrank, and extremely serious expressions appeared on their faces. To be able to quietly break the scorpion's mask under the noses of the 4 quasi-emperors, this is definitely not a young master from the imperial clan who came to practice. These flowers in the greenhouse definitely do not have such strength, otherwise it would be a waste to come here to practice. You know, I hate being interrupted when I'm thinking. Li Bai's words floated out softly. In an instant, Fat Tiger and the others felt as if they had fallen into an ice cellar, and even Scorpion stopped screaming. It's strange. It's obviously a plain sentence, but every word is as heavy as 1,000 words, as if it can destroy an era. After being connected, it gives them a feeling of falling into an endless abyss. Afterwards, Li Bai ignored them, just waved lightly and said lightly. A moment of youthful beauty, a snap of a finger for thousands of years. Suddenly, Fat Tiger and the others stopped thinking for 100 years. At this moment, their thoughts seemed to sink into the bottom of the deep sea, and it was bone-chilling. There was only deathly silence around them. They could not call out, could not call for help, and only the cold death surrounded them. Call. Li Bai blew lightly on a few people, and in an instant, their bodies turned into powder, and drifted into the distance with Li Bai's breath. Just like that, the 4 quasi-emperor level figures turned into powder at the snap of Li Bai's fingers. There was no roar, no wail, only the extremely cold silence. At this moment, the younger brother behind Fat Hu and others saw the scene and was speechless. There was only one thought in his mind. Are you here for humming training? Are you sure you're not here to cause trouble? Li Bai just glanced at them lightly, and instantly these younger brothers turned into powder and followed their boss. The wind blows, the sand chases. Hey, why are there always people who are not afraid of death? They are as lonely as snow. Li Bai sighed, then patted his head and said. Damn it, I should ask them first if they know that guy Qing Feng. It's all their fault for being so weak. Damn Fat Tiger and others. Immediately, Li Bai looked at the women in the airship and had no intention of saving them, because they had lost the nature of survival in the previous ravages, humiliations, and sufferings, and were like walking corpses, without souls and brains. They can only be slaughtered by others, like fish on the chopping board. What's more, some women have already suffered from Stockholm Syndrome. There is no need. Instead of letting them live, why not just give them a happy death and let them die without pain? Li Bai waved lightly, and in an instant, the entire airship disappeared directly into this sinful place. That's all, who makes me a great philanthropist. Li Bai then said slowly, and in an instant, his whole body was covered with golden Buddha light, and huge Sanskrit characters surrounded Li Bai, like a giant Buddha that saves all spirits. I'm afraid, even those bald donkeys in the Buddhist realm on the plateau would have to respectfully call him, holy shit, Buddha when they saw this. You are all victims and deserve to be reincarnated. Today, I will save you and perform the rebirth mantra for you. Golden spells hit the invisible souls of these women. Little girl, thank you sir. My dear, thank you sir. The souls of countless women bowed respectfully to Li Bai. Go. Li Bai said softly. In the next life, my little girl will serve you as a cow or a horse. So do we. No, 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 I can't bear with you people. Li Bai said with a smile. Sir, please wait for us. Master, I must marry you. When Li Bai heard these words, he couldn't help but frowned. How come I have saved you, but you have to repay kindness with enmity? This is not good. Immediately, an extremely huge bronze door slowly appeared in this space. The giant doors on both sides were filled with the atmosphere of incomparable ancient vicissitudes, and incomparable mysterious runes were engraved on them. This is exactly the door to reincarnation. Crunch. The door of reincarnation slowly opened a corner, and the most primitive and ancient breath of reincarnation leaked out. An extremely terrifying suction force directly pulled the souls of these women into the soul door. The door of reincarnation is only effective for the soul, and has no suction force on the body. Ah, can you slow down a little? I haven't finished remembering my husband's appearance yet. Woo, let me take another look, just one look. Then, with the disappearance of the bronze giant door, the souls of these women have successfully reincarnated. It's a pity, I forgot to help them clear their memories. I am your benefactor, don't repay kindness with hatred. Forget it, let's go to a starry sky stronghold first. After Li Bai finished speaking, he disappeared instantly. On the other side, in a starry sky stronghold. This is one of the 10 strongholds of the Yin clan's starry sky pirates. In each stronghold, there is a Yin clan emperor sitting in order to prevent sneak attacks from those forces. As you can imagine, the Yin clan is also extremely powerful. There are 10 emperors in the 10 major strongholds alone, not to mention the ancestral land of the Yin clan. However, the forces formed by those exiled people are not easy to mess with. Over the past tens of millions of years, countless quasi-emperors and emperors have been exiled to this foreign cemetery. Over time, their forces have become increasingly powerful. Moreover, there is a most special place in the foreign cemetery, that is, the quasi-emperor can prove his Dao to become an emperor here, but it is much weaker than in the fairyland. But if he becomes an emperor, he will be completely bound to the rules of the Great Way of the foreign cemetery. Then no matter what, he will never be able to get out again. Even if he falls, he will not be able to enter the gate of reincarnation. Despite this, there are still some exiled quasi-emperors who choose to prove their Dao to become emperors here. This temptation is really hard to resist. Besides, I have been exiled here, so why should I care whether I can get out? Start, Invincible, met the Empress's apprentice. Author, Ben Pao de la Chang. Chapter 147. At this moment, inside an extremely huge airship, the decoration is extremely luxurious, no different from those palaces in the fairyland. However, only the ground is different. It is paved with white bones. These bones range from saints to god kings, and even there are quasi-emperors in every class. In the center of its airship is an extremely huge palace. There are beautiful naked women walking everywhere, including humans, demons, and elves. Lord Yinju, there was news just now that Fat Tiger and the others suddenly disappeared. They seem to have fallen. A sexy woman with animal ears pinched a still beating heart and put it into the mouth of a burly man. This man looks no different from a human being, except that he has two pairs of tentacles on his forehead, and they are constantly squirming. This is the guardian of this stronghold, Emperor Yinju. Oh, who did it? Emperor Yinju said slowly. This slave doesn't know. The animal-eared woman said in panic. Yeah, then you can die. After Yinju finished speaking, his right hand penetrated directly into the chest of the beast-eared woman. Click. A living heart appeared in Yinju's hand, and was then swallowed by Yinju. Well, it doesn't taste good. Immediately, Yinju threw the body of the woman with animal ears aside, with a look of horror on her face. In an instant, countless ant-like things gnawed away at the body. These ants are the pets kept by the Yin tribe, or companion pets, the sky-devouring ants. Every sky-devouring ant contains within its body a forbidden avenue, devouring. There is nothing that these ants cannot swallow, including the emperor's corpse. At this moment, a man slowly walked away and said respectfully to Yinju. Sir, someone wants to see you. Want to meet? Who is it? Yinju asked in confusion. We don't know each other, we only know that he is a man in white. He is very handsome. He is as handsome as those readers' dads, ####. Exile. Yinju asked slowly. That's for sure. Where's the realm? Sir, I'm sorry that I'm in a low realm, but I can't tell you at all. The man said tremblingly, for fear of making Yinju unhappy, so he just stopped. Haha, interesting. He came here alone. He is very brave. Let him come in. Yinju said with a smile. Okay, sir. 10 minutes later, the man slowly walked in with Li Bai. Sir, you can go in, we adults are inside. Hey, this little brother is very handsome. Let me introduce myself. My name is Yinju. Yinju said with a smile after seeing Li Bai again. Just average, third in the universe. Degree, I've never seen anyone more shameless than me, bah. Yinju said slowly. Boy, do you know who we are? Of course, the great emperor of the Yin tribe and the starry sky pirate. Li Bai said lightly. Now that you know it, aren't you afraid of death? Boom. A surge of emperor's power rushed straight towards Li Bai, not only that, but also this extremely rich death aura and murderous aura. The death aura was due to the Yin clan's cultivation method, and the murderous aura did not need to be elaborated too much. The entire airship is crumbling. However, this kind of momentum is useless in front of Li Bai. He has never seen such a person in all ages. Whoa, it's over, the little brother just now is gone. What a pity, he is so handsome and elegant. I really don't know what I'm doing, being exiled to a place like this. Hee, little brother, I want, hee. Hearing this question, it was Li Bai's turn to be confused. Ah, why are you afraid? You can't kill me. Oh. Emperor Yinju was stunned for a moment when he heard Li Bai's answer. To be able to say such words in front of an emperor is either a lunatic or crazy. Ha, okay, I have a great personality. I haven't seen such a pleasant person in so many years. I like it. Here, we have distinguished guests. Let's serve wine and food. When Yinju heard this, he laughed extremely wildly. At this moment, he had a strong interest in Li Bai. It was definitely not easy to be calm and composed under his own pressure. But he didn't regard Li Bai as a great emperor. After all, Li Bai didn't get any imperial power at all. Soon, tables of delicacies from the mountains and seas were placed in front of Li Bai, and groups of women were wearing extremely revealing clothes and posing. Brother, your last name is yours. Yinju picked up a glass of wine and said. Plum. Master Li, come here, drink this glass of wine, and we are brothers today. I enjoy the blessings, and you take the responsibility for the hardships. Um. But, 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 we share the blessings and the hardships together. A glimmer of light flashed in Yanju's eyes, and a glass of wine was stuffed into his throat. Ken. Li Bai drank it expressionlessly. After seeing Li Bai drink it himself, a cruel and greedy look appeared in Yanju's eyes. He knew that Li Bai was definitely a rich or noble son of the imperial family, because he exuded a strong aura of immortal spirits. Especially after confirming that Li Bai was not an emperor, Yanju started to make moves. 3, 2, 1. Omega Omega. What's going on? Is there a problem? Yanju looked at Li Bai, who was safe and sound, with a big question mark on his head. What's wrong, brother Yanju? Li Bai said with a smile. Ah, it's okay. I didn't expect brother Li to have such a strong alcohol tolerance. You know, this is the strongest wine of our Yin clan. Ordinary creatures will get drunk to death if they touch a drop of it. Yanju said with a smile again. The wine is not bad, but it's a pity, the poison in your wine is too inferior. Li Bai took a sip of the wine and said lightly. In an instant, Yanju's face changed drastically, and a vast breath burst out instantly, rushing directly towards Li Bai. In fact, he was not afraid of the emperor. What he feared most was the creatures who could hide their own imperial power to the point of being impervious to water, because they often transcended the realm of immortality. But Li Bai was too young. He had observed Li Bai's bones. How could someone become an immortal emperor at the age of dozens of years old? This was more painful than killing him. Boy, how did you know? And, who are you? You are definitely an emperor. And Li Bai just blew lightly, and in an instant, he broke this extremely terrifying power. Then, Li Bai just glanced at him, and in an instant, the world changed, and a series of extremely terrifying scenes kept appearing in Yanju's mind. The eternal world was destroyed, darkness swept, the long river of time was cut off, and myths and even the supreme ones kept falling. This kind of impact was too great. Moreover, Yanju, who had lived in the cemetery of the foreign land all his life, had never seen such a scene before. Finally, a figure in white stood on the corpses of the emperors, looking at the broken chaotic universe, and sighed softly. Start, Invincible, met the Empress's apprentice. Author, Ben Pao de la Chang. Chapter 148. It hurts so much, it hurts so much. Sir, please take back these pictures, I'm willing to give everything I have. Yanju knelt on the ground and kept kowtowing. The bright red blood dyed the bones red. Even so, Yanju did not stop kowtowing. He was afraid. This time he was really afraid. He had never felt as close to death as he did today, especially after becoming the great emperor. Seeing this, Li Bai was almost tortured, and then slowly took back the scenes. Who? Survive, I survived, I survived. At this moment, Yanju was slumped on the ground, panting heavily. He looked extremely miserable, his face was soaked in blood, and his whole body seemed to have taken a trip from the underworld. And those Yinja boys, dancers, and other creatures were already kneeling on the ground shivering, not daring to look directly at Li Bai's face. It's so humming terrifying. You can make a great emperor kowtow and beg for mercy without doing anything. This is simply the method of an immortal. No, it may be even more terrifying than an immortal. Sir, thank you for letting Yanju go. Yin kept kowtowing to Li Bai. Okay, get up. If I really wanted to kill you, why would I use such methods? Understood, 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 warning, this is a warning, he. Yanju instantly transformed into an oversized licking dog, constantly surrounding Li Bai. What are you doing standing there in a daze? Why don't you serve the Lord some wine? Do you want to die? Yanju looked at the stunned servants around him and roared angrily. Yes, yes, yes. Lord Yanju, we'll be there soon. Immediately, these servants looked nervous on the surface, but kept cursing in their hearts. Bah, you are a dirty thing. He will take out his anger on us. If you have the guts, do it to that young master. You're a licking dog, you're despicable. Haha, it turns out that even the great emperor is just like us. He has to grovel in front of an absolutely powerful person. Soon, another table of delicacies from the mountains and seas, phoenix marrow and gentian, was placed in front of Li Bai. Hey, sir, look at Xiaojue's technique. Is it strong enough? Is it comfortable? Yanju said with a flattering expression, squeezing Li Bai's shoulders. It's not bad, the technique is good. Li Bai said lightly. By the way, let me ask you some questions. Hey, don't worry, I will tell you everything. Yanju said with a smile. Let me ask you, how many major forces are divided in the entire Outland Cemetery right now? Li Bai said lightly. Sir, there are 3 major forces now, our Yin tribe, the puppets supported by the outside world, and the wanderers, which are formed by those who were exiled. Among them, our Yin tribe is on a par with the Outlanders. The wanderers are the weakest, but at the same time, they are also the most cruel. Yanju thought about it for a while and then revealed everything. Anyway, these things are not considered secrets. Tell me about the situation of your Yin tribe. Li Bai said lightly. We, the Yin tribe, have 10 strongholds in the entire Outland Cemetery, and we all have great emperors at our disposal. It's just that, hey, my stronghold is the weakest. I have no choice, my strength doesn't allow it. Furthermore, even emperors with a little bit of strength don't even bother to be the controller of this stronghold. To put it bluntly, we are the servants of the rulers of the Yin tribe. Yanju said helplessly, there is no other way, it's all for survival. How many great emperors are there in your Yin tribe now? Li Bai asked slowly. There are about 20 ordinary emperors like me, and there are more than a dozen immortal emperors. As for the ones above, I can't come into contact with them, but most of them live in the Yin tribe. Within the ancestral land. Ancestral land? Li Bai asked curiously. He remembered that when he first stepped into the foreign cemetery, there was no ancestral land. Oh, that's right, after all, when he first stepped in, it was still in the era of the beginning of chaos. Not to mention the ancestral land, even the Yin tribe didn't exist at that time. Yes, it is the ancestral land, even we have never been in it. Yanju said slowly. Who is the controller of your Yin tribe? Li Bai took a sip of wine and asked slowly. My lord, it's the 3 Yin lords. What a state. This, I really don't know. After all, I have only seen it once, when I was very young. Although I don't know their strength at that time, I clearly remember that the 3 of them joined forces to repel a person. Now, several epochs have passed, and I don't know the strength of the 3 Yin lords. Anyway, they should be even more terrifying, no less than those immortals from the outside world. Yanju wiped the sweat from his forehead and said slowly. You said you defeated someone. Who? Li Bai asked curiously. He seems to be a person from the immortal realm. What is his name? Emperor Fantian. Yes, that's right, it's Emperor Fantian. At that time, the 3 Yin lords joined forces and there were some external factors, so they were able to drive out the mortal emperor. Tisk tisk, I feel a little nervous when I think about it now. That Emperor Fantian was so damn fierce. He was just an ordinary body, but he could fight back and forth with the 3 Yin lords. If it weren't for the people from the outside world who secretly attacked in the end, I'm afraid our Yin clan would have been gone. But even so, he couldn't be killed. Yanju recalled the situation at that time and said with fear. Are you sure that the one was called Emperor Fantian? Oh, sir, how dare I lie to you? I remember it very clearly. The three Yin lords called him that at that time. Yanju said with a wry smile. Interesting, it seems that he came here to find someone. It's a pity that he didn't meet him for the last time. Li Bai said slowly. He was not very familiar with Emperor Fantian. They had only met a few times. Li Bai's impression of him was that he was very introverted and gentle, like a big brother next door, but it must be said that even Li Bai admired Emperor Fantian. A humble disciple, born in a humble family, with no connections, no resources, no backing, relying on a mortal body, with the passage of time, he can go so far on this road, so brilliantly, he is probably the only one in the eternal era. On this road, Emperor Fantian is a pioneer and explorer. Not only that, he also cares about the people of the world and has made a series of contributions. Even Li Bai has to sigh that he is the savior of the fairyland. This is why statues of Emperor Fantian can be seen everywhere in the fairyland. Even in the Qingtian fairyland, there are a large number of statues of Emperor Fantian. In the eyes of the creatures in the fairyland, Emperor Fantian is just like the status of Emperor Qing in the eyes of the human race. Of course, the human race still worships Emperor Qing the most. It's just a pity that Emperor Fantian finally killed into the darkness and has no news since then. It is unknown whether he is alive or has fallen. If he had not killed into the darkness at that time and survived until now, it is estimated that he could have taken that step and become a supreme. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Start, Invincible, met the Empress's apprentice. Author, Ben Pao de la Chang. Chapter 149. By the way, did Emperor Fantian take anything away at that time? Li Bai asked slowly. It seems that a woman was taken away, and that woman was a member of our Yin tribe. Her status seems to be quite high. After hearing this, Li Bai was filled with doubts. Is that woman the wife of Emperor Mortal? She is a member of the Yin tribe. No, she is not his wife, but she is very important to him. Stop talking about this, let me ask you one last question. Sir, please speak. Did you know that there is a man named Qing Feng who was also exiled? His realm should be that of a quasi-emperor, a person from the immortal realm. Li Bai asked slowly. Sir, please wait a moment and let me think about it. After Yanju finished speaking, he kept searching in his mind. A quarter of an hour, 2/4 of an hour. Until, Yanju recalled everything from birth to now. Her mind was about to explode. She had never heard of a person named Qing Feng. Sir, I have never heard of anyone called Qing Feng. Yanju gasped and said slowly. Okay, I understand. Please pay attention during this period. If there are any clues, notify me immediately. Don't worry, sir, we will do our best to handle this matter. Immediately, Li Bai and Yanju established a connection in their souls, so that they could inform Li Bai at any time. In that case, I'm leaving first. By the way, since you've helped me, these things are just a thank you gift, and you should be able to use them. Li Bai then threw a few fruits containing death energy to Yanju. Congratulations, my lord. After saying that, Li Bai disappeared into the airship. It wasn't until Yanju completely felt that Li Bai's breath had disappeared that he finally let out a long sigh. Accompanying you is like accompanying a tiger. At this moment, he felt the horror of these words. But then, an extremely excited expression appeared on his face, because he could feel that these dead fruits contained extremely majestic and purest death energy. The death energy in such a dead fruit is enough for him to advance from the great emperor to a small realm. It's coming, it's coming. I really don't know where, sir, you got such a death fruit. This kind of death energy cannot grow even in the outer land cemetery where most corpses are buried. Emperor Yinju regards these dead fruits as treasures. Brother, what is the identity of Mr. Li? The younger brother on the side walked to Yinju and asked slowly. How the hell do I know? If you ask me, who should I ask? I only know that this adult makes me feel so terrible. It is tens of thousands of times more terrifying than our 3 yin lords. Standing in front of him, I have never felt so small. He gives me the feeling that he is the creator of the origin of all things and is in charge of the death of all living things. You know, what did I see in that picture just now? Yinju swallowed hard and said. I can't come. The younger brother said blankly, isn't this nonsense? How can I see what's in your head? Eons change, eras are shattered, darkness strikes, and chaos begins again. Then, a figure in white clothes, whose face could not be seen clearly, stood on the corpses of countless great emperors, including the immortal emperor, the mythical emperor, and even the supreme. Below, there were also countless great emperors who paid homage. And that figure looks very much like the young master. Yinju said fearfully, this picture, like a nightmare, lingers in his mind all the time. If it is really as Big Brother said, the identity of this young master is simply unimaginable. No. It's that group of creatures, right? Then, the young man seemed to have thought of something and said stumblingly. Are you talking about, the beginning? Yinju said with his eyes widened. That's right, only that group of creatures can have such power. Look now, it's very possible. Yinju said slowly. Damn it, brother, if it can't be done, let's rebel. Sigma, degree. Do you want to listen to what you are saying? Yinju said with a look of disbelief. Oh, boss, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The younger brother said that he hated the fact that iron cannot become steel. I was born as a Yin tribe member and died as a Yin tribe ghost. How could I possibly do such an act of betrayal and treason against the tribe? How could I be worthy of those Yin tribe creatures? Okay, boss, stop pretending, I don't know you yet. If it weren't for your lack of strength, you would have taken the lead in the rebellion. The younger brother curled his lips and said disdainfully, why are you pretending to be with me? Stop farting. You know this is slander. You are slandering, tell me carefully. Yinju said with an expression like a fly rubbing his hands. Look, although we may sound like a stronghold lord, aren't we just working for those old, stinky people? Everything we plundered was handed over to them in the end, and not a single bit was left for us. When we are in a good mood, we might be rewarded with some, just like sending a dog away. This shows how picky they are. But this gentleman, on the other hand, only asked us to help him find someone, but he was able to give us such a precious thing. On the one hand, we don't have much status in the Yin clan anyway, so we might as well join this young master. The younger brother talked endlessly about the pros and cons. Yinju's eyes were shining with gold, his saliva was flowing all over the floor, and the tentacles on his forehead kept spinning. Then, the younger brother looked at Yinju, who was already shaky in his heart, and used his ultimate move again. The most important point, boss, don't you want to get out? Boom kill. What do you mean? Yinju was extremely horrified, and the whole person was already confused. It means literally, leave, the outer domain cemetery. The younger brother's words echoed in Yinju's ears. That's right, this is the long-cherished wish of their Yin clan for countless epochs. Whether it's him or the 3 Yin lords, they all dream of getting out. For this reason, they keep practicing hard, hoping that one day they can break the seal imposed by the outside world. However, all this is in vain. Although their Yin clan is powerful, it is still too small compared to the entire outside world. Invincible, met the Empress's apprentice. Author, Ben Pao de la Chang. Chapter 150. How can you be sure that this adult can take us away? After a while, Yanju calmed down his inner mood. The impact of this incident on him was so huge that he could not imagine it. He, boss, do you remember what my lord said just now? It was when you said Emperor Fantian. The younger brother reminded him hurriedly after hearing this. After hearing this, Yanju's mind slowly replayed the previous conversations until he finally found a breakthrough point. Wang Defa, do you mean that your excellency knows Emperor Fantian? After recalling those words, Yanju said in horror. That's right, otherwise why would you say the words, it's a pity that we can't meet again. But, so what? This shows that this lord is probably also a person from the immortal realm. Since Emperor Fantian was able to take people out of the cemetery in the outside world, this lord must also be able to do it. It can be clearly felt from that conversation. The younger brother rubbed his chin and said slowly. Oh, shit, that's right, look at my pig brain. At that time, Emperor Fantian brought a Yin tribe girl out. Yanju slapped her thigh and said excitedly. Hey, boss, get excited. Good boy, it has to be you. This little head is very smart. You all should learn from it. Yanju patted this young man on the shoulder and praised him, almost knocking him apart. Boss, please be gentle, I'm just an eternal god king. Haha, I'm sorry, what are we going to do now? It's very simple. That is to spare no effort to find this man named Qing Feng. After all, we want to let the adults know that we have a certain value. No matter what dirty work it is, we can even do manure picking. The younger brother said slowly. Okay, that's it, let's make a big bet, Grandma, I've really had enough of this cowardice. Yin Juexin said excitedly. Go ahead and mobilize all the people in our stronghold to find this Qingfeng ancestor. Whether we can stand up in the future depends entirely on him. Hey, boss, I'm going right now. Soon, this little brother led the crowds to various places to find news about Qingfeng. Even the passing dogs had to be questioned. However, the results are always disappointing. Yanju and others almost searched the entire Outer Land cemetery, but could not find any trace of Qingfeng. Boss, what can we do? It's been how many days, let alone people, there is no news at all. Boss, tell me, could it be that this person named Qingfeng has died? The younger brother spoke slowly and cautiously to Yanju. Don't humming fart, my lord clearly said that the Qingfeng ancestor is still alive. Yanju cursed hurriedly after hearing this. But, we have mobilized all the people we can mobilize, but there is still no news. The younger brother said slowly. In that case, issue a reward. Reward? That's right, any creature that can provide information. At this moment, a younger brother of the God King hurriedly ran in and shouted. Old, big, has. Speak slowly and straighten your tongue. Boss, there is a big clue. About Qingfeng ancestor. That's right. Then hurry up and say it, you moron. No, you asked me to slow down. The younger brother said aggrievedly. Oh, me. Seeing that something was wrong, the young man hurriedly said. Boss, in 1 month, the Outland and the Yin clan will jointly hold an auction. At that time, many exiled people will be auctioned. Among them, there seems to be one named Feng, who is a quasi-emperor and also a quasi-emperor. People from the immortal realm. Are you telling the truth? Yanju said happily. Certainly. Okay, I'll notify the adults right away. Immediately, Yanju hurriedly contacted Li Bai in his mind. Sir, are you there? It's Xiao Jueze. Explain. Soon, Li Bai's voice came over, and next to it, there were faint sounds of begging for mercy and screams. Sir, there is news about the person you are looking for. My men have investigated that in 1 month, the Outland and the Yin clan will hold an auction, and there will be many exiled people auctioned. You mean, Qingfeng is also among them? Li Bai's calm voice came slowly. Yes. Yin swallowed unconsciously. The calmer he became, the more terrifying he felt. Do you know the specific address? This news will be released in half a month. Yanju said hurriedly. Okay, I understand. If the situation is true, there is no need for the Yin tribe and the outer realm to exist. Li Bai's voice ends here. Boss, how's it going? The boy on the side said hurriedly. My lord's tone is very calm, but the more so, the more frightened I feel. It seems that this time, the Yin clan and the outer territory are really on the verge of death. This Qingfeng ancestor must be your descendant. Yanju said slowly. Boss, how do you say this? He, my lord just said that the Yin clan and the outer realm don't need to exist anymore. Boom. This sentence caused a storm in my mind. This. Get ready, a feast of death is about to begin. Yes, boss. The Kangtian immortal realm has come to the day that countless creatures are looking forward to the most, the battle of the Saint List. At this moment, in an extremely large arena in the imperial city, various avenue rules are surrounded by the sky. The entire arena was built by the Xuanhuan family with countless dense meteorite gold. It has only been a few days since it was built. As for why it is the Xuanhuan family, it is nothing more than because the meteorite gold obtained from the dark treasure house is too much, and it can't be used up at all. To have money is to be arrogant. At this moment, the arena is overcrowded, and a ticket alone is worth 1,000,000 immortal crystals. It can be said that these tickets alone have paid off, not to mention that there are some elegant pavilions and boxes provided to those big families. The cost of these elegant pavilions is a sky-high price.